What's going on, guys? It's Greg from ECD, and today I'm going to be showing you how to string my sideball pattern for my new Rebel offense weapon of choice. If you haven't seen that video, we'll put a link up in the corner for you guys. You can go check it out, see what my new setups look like. Today we're just going to be breaking down the sideball pattern. So obviously you got to start with the top string. We have a tutorial already done for this. You're going to want to do it on the second sideball hole. I'll have the link, same place up in the corner, where you can go check out our top string tutorial. So start there using a standard 9-diamond top string on the second sideball hole, and then I will walk you guys through the sideball pattern. Okay, so you did your top string on the second sideball hole. That means we're going to start our sideball pattern on the third. So we're going to do what I call a loop start, where we're just going to loop it twice and pull that first hole of mesh to this third sideball hole. Through and around once, back around to the same sideball hole, and back up through the mesh again. Pull it tight, then you go one more time. You don't really have to double loop, but it just makes it a little bit tighter and more secure. So there you get your loop start all through the first diamond of mesh and the third sideball hole. So now we're going to do our first knot. I have a tutorial for knots up in the corner as well if you need help doing that. We're going to skip 2 sideball holes, 1, 2, and pull it way down to pull the mesh down tight and create that channel. So you go into the sideball first, up through the bottom of the mesh, and then back around that sideball. And the key with knots is to pull it super tight so you really lock that mesh down. It's going to pull your channel tight and make sure that the mesh isn't going to move. So then we're going to do another knot, skipping 1 sideball hole, coming down here. Again, that skip is just going to pull the mesh down a little further. So do the knot, pulling all the slack out, pulling it down as far as you can, pulling it tight. And now this is where it changes from my previous pattern. Since the face shape is a little different, we're going to do a knotted SI without skipping sideball hole. So for that, you're going to come through the top of the mesh first. Then you're going to go right to the sideball through the outside. And then without going through the mesh, you want to come back around through that loop. Pull that nice and tight into that knot, and then you're going to come back up through the mesh. And that's when the mesh is going to get pulled down over and around that knot, and that's going to create that really tight channel. So now to make the high pocket, we're going to double up right after that. So you go through 1, pull it to set it, then through 2, pull it to set it. You can see that bunching is going to create that nice high pocket, and we're going to do a knot right through that next sideball hole without skipping to really bunch those 2 diamonds up. Then we're going to move into a 1, so just up through 1 hole of mesh, set it, and then through the next sideball hole. And then we're going to finish out with 3 ones with skips, and that's just going to space the mesh out through the bottom and push that pocket up high in the head. So we're going to do a 1 here, and then skip a sideball hole. And we'll do that 2 more times. Another 1, skipping a sideball hole. And then for my final one, I like to go through the back of the mesh, and then you just come right there through the inside of the sideball and pull it up a little bit. And I usually loop that 1 time just to keep the tension off the knot. Make sure it stays nice and tight. Okay, so there we have the completed pocket. You can see with the bottom string I put in, which is just a pretty simple loop 1, 2 loops on the last 9-diamond row. It turns out really high, nice and defined, can shift a little bit, but when you go to shoot, the ball really shift up there and grab. Warning, this pocket does have a good bit of whip, so if you're someone that likes whip, big time shooter, a little bit older, this might be a really good setup for you. It has a lot of hold too. For shooting strings, I use U's obviously, but those are no longer legal. So I've got it set up with 1 nylon, 1 straight, which is what I recommend for most of you guys. It's gonna allow that ball to shift up but not get hung on the shooting string and just have a really smooth, clean release. So it's a great pocket if you like a lot of whip, if you like a lot of hold. This might work really well for you, so try it out. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Make sure to like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for more Rebel stringing content.